timeouts left. The Lakers have 2. Bryant.
Athleticism, basketball savvy, and court generalship all describe this man. Tenacity, determination, and intellect all describe his mantra. His personality intrigued, while his game reached immortality. True fans watched him go from the high school phenom to the prodigy,
down at half court. Was he willing to give you any advice?
to the most feared closer in the game.
He banks in the three! And the Lakers...
Welcome, viewers, as we embark on the DocuSeries Kobe, the Black Mamba. Kobe Bryant was born the son of former pro Joe Bean Bryant. Raised in a family with both parents and his 2 sisters, they moved quite a bit due to the basketball career of his father. He was born in the States, and when he was young, the family moved to Italy as his dad played pro basketball. Kobe, having moved to a new environment, found it challenging to make new friends because of the language barrier. Good thing for him, sports has a universal language. Basketball became his first love. At that time, and still to this day, football, or some people know it as soccer, was the super popular sport, even more than basketball. Kobe said that they would play soccer on the basketball courts there. Afterwards, he would play basketball. Kobe had growing pains that he would have to adjust to the miscommunication. Because of this, it was at first hard to get acclimated, and sometimes he felt like a loner. Lower Merion. When Kobe was in high school, he and his family moved back to the States, and he attended Lower Merion High School, located in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. It was there where Kobe became a basketball phenom. He would display uncanny athleticism and leadership. During his year, he and his team would face defeat, with the whole locker room crying. Kobe stood up and told everyone that they would never feel this feeling again. He guaranteed they'd win the championship next year.
We went in the locker room, the whole team was crying. He said, I hate this feeling. He said, maybe next time we stop playing basketball, it's because there's no games left.
Kobe came into that next year determined that he would lead Lower Merion High School to the state's title. Coaches would see Kobe in practice going extra hard and question him about why he was playing so aggressively. He would reply he was getting ready for the league. At the end of the season, he made good on his promise as his high school team raised the trophy. Talents to the NBA. Being that it was Kobe's last year, there was a swarm type the Philadelphia area media with everyone anticipating his next move. Would he go to college? If so, which one? Or better yet, would he go pro? If so, what would be his draft status? Kobe kept everyone in shambles, as he himself said he was indecisive. Finally, a press conference was held, and it displayed a young, spry Kobe Bean with Versace shades on top of his head. He took a second and stated that he would. He took another second to think, got a laugh from people in attendance. Then he proceeded to claim that he was taking his talents to the NBA.
Kobe Bryant decided to take my talent to no, I have decided to skip college and take my talent to the NBA.
Sound familiar? Remember when LeBron took his talents to South Beach? I wonder where LeBron got that term from. Yeah, LeBron definitely has been a Kobe fan for a long time. In just a few months, it was official. Kobe was a pro, just like his dad had been. Early league struggles. When Kobe entered the league, he believed that he could have an immediate impact on the NBA team. He was heavily compared to the face of the league at the time, in Michael Jordan. Drafted 6th overall by the Charlotte Hornets, he was immediately traded to the Los Angeles Lakers, who had just acquired and in his prime Shaquille O'Neal. Shaq had just taken his former team, the Orlando Magic, to the '95 NBA Finals. They lost, or better yet, they lost badly to the Houston Rockets. There had been friction between him and Orlando. Shaq wanted a certain amount for his re-up contract, and LA will oblige. Shaq stated that as he was signing the contract, Jerry West would mention that he had a young player that would help them win a championship one day. Shaq, ready to get his hands on his newly highest contract in the league history at the time, sort of brushed him off, yet at the same time made a mental note.
They had a nice team, but I can remember this vividly. I'm signing, as soon as I get signed, Mr. West said, "Hey man, I just moved Lottie. I don't know how I got this kid. I got a kid named Kobe Bryant. You and him, we're gonna get multiple championships." I'm like, yeah, okay, whatever. Because I'm looking at all the way yeah. So, but yeah, he said that. Like, he saw something in Kobe that nobody saw.
Jerry West, coaching staff, and NBA league veterans had the opportunity to work out with Kobe before the draft. And that's where Kobe made his biggest impression on Jerry West. West made a beeline for Chick Hearn's office and told him there's a guy we gotta get, and that he was a high school kid. Chick laughed it off. That would change in due time. Kobe early on had to make his way around a learning curve. He had the talent, work ethic, dedication, and drive, but the league was still at the point where they felt young players had to earn their stripes, so to speak. Kobe would bump heads with the coaches and some players because he felt that he was doing everything he needed to be doing in the position for his opportunities. It was frustrating, but he would keep his head down, knowing one day his time would come. One may wonder if he was feeling isolated, again, as he once did when he was a kid who had just moved to Italy. Then came NBA playoffs, and the Lakers were playing the Utah Jazz. They needed someone to take a crucial shot at a crucial time in the game. Kobe was the only player to take up the responsibility verbally. He went out on the court with the team. They passed him the ball, and he proceeded to shoot a couple of air balls. The Lakers would lose the series, but as they were walking off the court, you would see players come up to him to give comfort. Shaq in particular put his arm around Kobe. He told him that one day the league would fear him at the end of the game. Even though they were having their differences, Shaq respected Kobe tremendously after that moment. Kobe would enter the offseason with a fire lit under him. He would train relentlessly, acquiring more skills and knowledge with each summer day that passed. He grew his hair out and presented a new identity for himself. The next season started, and he began to slowly but surely come from under the shadow of Michael Jordan and started to put fear into the hearts of teams around the league. For the 99 and 2000 season, Kobe's points per game average skyrocketed. And in the 2000 season, the Lakers found themselves in the playoffs once again. They made it to the conference finals and found themselves up against a Portland Trailblazers team that was packed with talent and a veteran legend who boasted 6 championship rings in Scottie Pippen. The series was a back and forth one, which guided it to a Game 7. Headed into the final minutes of the game, the Lakers were down and facing elimination. Shaq said Phil Jackson gave a speech, and it was the right thing needed to be said in the right moment. And it led to this legendary moment.
Portland has 3 timeouts left. The Lakers have 2. Bryant to Shaq.
This Kobe to Shaq moment seized the momentum at the right time in the game. And after a missed call from the refs that left Steve Smith wondering where's the foul call, the Lakers won the series and headed to the NBA Finals. Kobe takeover versus the Pacers. In the finals, the Kobe and the Lakers were matched with Indiana, who had a legend and three-point offensive threat in Reggie Miller, a stout front court, and fave member of the Fab Five in Jalen Rose. The series started off with Shaq dominating down low as the Pacers tried to match with offense of their own. Early in the series, Kobe would sustain an ankle injury thanks to a veteran play by Jalen Rose. But Kobe would return in Game 4. In that Game 4, Shaq found himself in foul trouble and actually fouled out of the game late in the fourth quarter. The Pacers, seeing this as an opportunity to capitalize, spirits were up. However, Kobe told Shaq and his team there was nothing to worry about. Kobe, in a superhero effort, sized up Reggie Miller with a dribble hezzy pull-up and drained a mid-range jumper right in his face. While running back to get on defense, he motioned to everybody, chill, I got this. He made another mid-range and then a putback score, all while making key defensive stops. The Lakers pulled out the Game 4 win, and Kobe Bryant had arrived. The player that teams should fear at the end of the game was ever so present. You see Shaq go up to Kobe after the game and hug, as to say, you put the team on your back. It was an incredible moment, because the last player you see take a game over like that at that time was none other than Michael Jordan. The Lakers were going to win the series 4-2, as Kobe would search out for Shaq as the final buzzer sounded and the two would embrace. And it seemed as if their differences had been cured by winning a championship. Next time on Kobe, the Black Mamba.
Bryant dribbling, has to put it up for the buzzer, banks it in! Oh, he banks in the 3!